What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we gotta talk about something insane that just dropped in the latest Deepwoken update, and honestly, I don't even know how to feel. This new legendary weapon, the Sanguine Transfuser, is both broken and overpowered and terrible in combat at the same time, so it's kinda just odd and exists. I'll do a full showcase and explain my thoughts on this weapon, then I'll show you how to get it. This weapon is just weird and unusable at times, but it can be busted with the right setup. Showing off the Sanguine Transfuser, it looks really unique and simple, which is what I want to see. It's a smaller dagger with a bunch of dark red particles, but I think its design is solid yet tame enough to be a legendary weapon. It even has a unique idle animation and swing trail exclusive to the weapon. Besides this, the M1 animations are fully unique and kinda readable, but its swing speed is still very fast compared to other weapons. To be fair, it is one of the more readable light weapons in Deepwoken, which is alright to say the least, but that's the bottom line. The M1 attacks for this weapon are animated differently, but they're fairly basic. The damage possible here isn't even high with a maximum scaling in Blood Rend and light weapon, so this thing will never hit hard in basically any situation. Nothing special happens when you hit players, there's no bleed damage, no blood scaling, or even drain, so I don't even know how this is really a blood weapon. It's simple, but trust me, things get out of hand when we start using the critical. On activation of this critical, we impale ourselves with the weapon, dealing direct damage to our health bar, withering part of our HP as well, and draining a large portion of our blood. That's the activation cost, but by doing this, it sprays out a lasting puddle of blood that heals anybody standing inside. The rate of healing is actually kinda insane for the amount you get back, but the cost of activation is so expensive that it might not even be worth using at any point, in the game. If you do this, you can stack this healing with other types of regen options, and that's where it really shines. It's purely a support weapon, but in combat, it's almost never worth using without losing a trade. Once again, it's also worth noting that this puddle heals every single player inside of it, including enemies or allies, which kinda kills all combat viability for this option. So, for example, in any 1v1 fight, it is almost never worth using the critical in any situation anywhere nearby your opponent, because they will heal if you are too, and you sacrifice so much to even activate the effect. In a neutral or mid-range position, this won't work, and you'll be forced to give them some of your healing support, since they can run up and stand inside that puddle. I genuinely think this weapon goes against all forms of combat because it only has a real use if you run away out of a fight to spawn this blood puddle. Seriously, at that point, if you've already run out of range from your opponent and you're fully safe, why wouldn't you use other forms of healing instead? It almost feels like a pointless critical healing that should only be used to heal allies instead of yourself. In reality, there's almost no situation where you'll be able to pull this off without helping out your enemy, and they can track you down as well with gap closing options. The activation cost is insane, the critical can help your opponents, and you don't even lose posture by hitting a crit. It's kinda weird, and it's not like the damage is high with the M1s or even the max scaling, so it's kinda just support. Hear me out, I think it would be a lot more interesting if you spawned the puddle the same way and you only healed HP if your enemy was inside and took damage over time instead. So being able to spawn free heals is overpowered as it currently stands because you press a button and you simply just get, you get HP. But the main problem with this is that the critical is totally unusable around other enemies. That's one option that could solve a little bit of the design problems here, but pressing a button for free healing will always be busted no matter the situation. Another option could be activating the spray to hit your opponents, coating them in blood, maybe applying a slow or debuff. They would be under the status until you press the critical again, and then, only then, you would get the heal. So you hit them first, they're under the status, and then you get that heal. At least you would have to earn this heal instead of getting it for free with a single button press, but right now, it's problematic in almost any use case. Nobody wants to run away, and nobody wants to fight somebody that just wants to run away. That's my biggest complaint and criticism about this. I don't really care if it's good or bad with the healing, it just sucks because people don't want to fight with this weapon. Now that the showcase and my personal thoughts are out of the way, let's talk about how to obtain this. All you gotta do to pick this up is obtain a Chemobloom, a new material from the Valley of Heroes which can be used in crafting. After that, we head on over to a new cave in the Isle of Vigils and talk to this sketchy looking dude next to this drained corpse. With that item that he gives you, the Chemobloom and a dormant splinter, we can craft this up in the Cold Forge and we're ready to go. I think it's a nice small secret thing, and I think it was also handled way better than previous splinter renditions, so it's cool. As you could tell, I'm currently not a fan about how this weapon performs with its gameplay, and I don't think stat adjustments can really fix the problem. It needs some sort of rework or tweak to how it's used, and maybe that would fix some things. That's all for right now, but please leave your thoughts down below so I can give feedback to the devs. Thanks once again to all the support supporters who motivate me daily and directly help out the channel. If you want to join as a member, go down below, but besides that, my personal Discord, guild Discord, and my UGC group are linked, so check them out. Thanks once again, and make sure to like and subscribe. It's punchin' time.